Hey everyone, it's Hunter and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm sitting in my living room, so I'm really sorry if you can hear my dishwasher running. Anyway, today I am doing a video all about Airbnb. I have talked about my Airbnb plenty of times on my channel before. I've done house tours, room tours, things like that, behind the scenes, basics you need to know. But today I am talking about how much money we have made in a year as Airbnb hosts. So in today's video, I am just talking about our guest room. So for a little bit of background, if you've never seen my other Airbnb videos before, my husband and I own a townhome that we live in, and we have a guest room because we don't have any children and we don't regularly have people come stay with us. So we have 3 bedrooms in our house and we have 2.5 bathrooms. So we rent out the guest room and the bathroom. So those 2 rooms go together, and it is a private room and bathroom, and it's at the end of the hall. So if you go upstairs in our house, our bedroom is first, and then if you keep walking down the end of the hall, there's bedrooms. So you have that whole end of the hall by yourself. We have no reason to go down there, and it's completely private. It's all yours, and we rent that room out, and it's literally just an extra room in our house. We were gonna set it up as a guest room anyway for people to come and stay with us, so we just decided to list it on Airbnb. I have talked about how to keep yourself safe and things like that in other videos. So if you have questions about just having people stay in our house when we live here, then I will link my other Airbnb videos down below. And if you still have questions after watching those, I'll be glad to answer them for you. But I just wanted to put that out there. I'm just talking about how much money we have made in a year. We listed our place on Airbnb at the end of June 2019, and it is now the end of June 2020. So I just wanted to share with you guys how much we've made. Full disclosure, we do pay our mortgage. We're not renting a room in a rental property. We are renting a room in the house that we own. So we live here. So we're not taking away from anybody's housing or anything like that, because that room was just sitting there. Because I've seen so many videos talking about people who are ruining the housing economy or whatever. If you haven't seen any of those, please ignore everything I'm saying, but I just wanted to share this with you because I think it's interesting to see what people make, the kind of income that people can have, and so this is one of my income streams and I wanted to share with you. So before we get started, if you haven't subscribed to my channel already, please be sure to do so, and also give this video a thumbs up if you find it helpful or informational. Also be sure to follow me on Instagram down below, because I put way more updates on there than I do on YouTube, and I would love your support over there. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So first, this is just booked earnings for 2020. So I want to show you, I want to break it down by month. So for July 2019, here we go. Okay, so for July 2019, we made $557, and we were booked for 15 nights, and we listed our place in mid-July, I guess, then, because I don't remember when we booked it exactly. So we had 15 nights booked, 3 nights unbooked, and we had a booking rate of 83%. Our cleaning fees, we made $40, and we had nobody cancel, so there were no cancellation fees. So we made $557 just from renting out our room the first month. So then we moved to August 2019, and this was a little bit lower, but we made $505, and we made a little bit more in other things. We were booked for 14 nights and we were unbooked for 5 nights. And then we had an occupancy rate of 74%. And then we had cleaning fees were $120. And we have blocked some days off during certain times, like if we're out of town or something like that. If we're out of town, or we have an actual guest staying, like a friend of mine or a family member or anything like that, we do make sure that we block those days off, and we don't require our friends and family to pay to stay in our house, because that would be absurd. Because first and foremost, it is our guest room. So there was that. So August 29th was a little bit lower. But September 2019, we made a good amount. We made $865. And that was our highest month so far. We had 19 nights booked. We had 10 nights unbooked. Our occupancy rate was only 66%, but we had every single day unblocked. And then we made $150 in cleaning fees. So we set our own cleaning fee, and we have certain things where we have multi-night discounts, and then we also have smart booking or smart pricing turned on. So you can turn on a setting where your price changes based on demand. So for example, it automatically makes the weekends higher than weeknights, and then it also automatically makes it so that if there are other places in the area, if there's more places available for rent, then it makes our place cheaper so that people will choose us instead of someone else, if that makes sense. I am signed into my husband's account because he's the main host on here. So let's go back to, okay, September 2019. We still made a good bit. We made, oh wait, September was the highest. Never mind, it was $865. And then October we made $780. You'll see we had 22 nights booked, 6 nights were not booked, 79% occupancy rate, and only $90 in cleaning fees, probably because we had a couple people stay for longer nights. The more guests you have, the more cleaning fees you have, so that's how that kind of gets calculated. In November, we made $635. We had 19 nights booked, 11 nights unbooked, and we had an occupancy rate of 63% and made $75 on cleaning fees. In December, we only made $314, but let's be real here, not many people are traveling and wanting to stay in a random person's home during the holidays. So that makes sense. We made $45 on cleaning fees and we only had a 30% occupancy rate. But fun story, we actually had someone book for Christmas Eve, so that was really weird. All right, so let me do the math to see how much we made in 2019. Okay, so for 2019, we made a total of $3,296. So right at $3,300, which is not bad given the fact that it's our guest room. Like, that's so good. That's so good. I also wanted to mention that the price that it says that we made, that is for after Airbnb takes their fees out, after taxes have been taken out, everything. Like, this is what goes into our bank account after we get finished with everything. So now we move on to January of 2020. Whoa, no, wrong month, hold on. January 2020. Okay, so in January of 2020, we made $588. So as you can see, we have 20 nights booked, 9 nights were unbooked. It was 69% occupancy rate and $90 in cleaning fees. So that's a pretty average one. And then in February, we made $908. We had 28 nights booked and 1 unbooked night. We had a 97% occupancy rate, but we only had a $60 cleaning fee because, or in cleaning fees, because we had a couple of people stay in the beginning of February and then we had one guy stay for the rest of February. So that is why we were completely booked almost every single night except for one. I think it was the first night of February that we were not booked, but that's also why our cleaning fee is so much lower, because it was only one person who booked for a really long time. And then we have March, we made $943. And again, you'll see that we had 29 nights booked, 1 unbooked night, and our occupancy rate was again 97%, cleaning fees 75. That same guy, let me tell you a story. This guy stayed with us for a really long time because he moved from another country to the States, and he's like originally from the States, and he was moving to our area, and so he was building a house, and the weather was absolutely horrendous, so the date for finishing kept getting pushed back further and further, so he just kept staying with us until his house was finished, if that makes sense. So that's why he stayed with us for so long. All right, and then let's move to April. April was really bad, but this is when the bulk of the global situation happened. So we only had 3 nights booked, 19 nights were unbooked, so clearly we had a couple of days blocked off, and then our occupancy rate was only 14%, and we only had $15 in cleaning fees, which means only 1 person stayed with us, which we completely expected to take a hit. But again, we're not putting anything, like, we're literally, that room is pure profit, so the fact that we even made $116 was nice, given the fact that we did not expect to even make anything in April. And then in May, we also had that kind of situation where very few people booked. We had someone book for, we had 2 people, we were booked for 6 nights, we were unbooked for 28 nights. Our occupancy rate was only 18%, and we only made $30 in cleaning fees, which means we only had 2 guests. Again, this was bulk of the global situation, where a majority of the world is shut down. So we completely expected that. And then in June of 2020, which is our current month so far, this is a little bit skewed because we opened up a second place. So I don't know how much of this is off of our current place, like our house, or if it's based on the new place. But we made $1,636, and we're booked for 37 nights and unbooked for 19 nights. So that's between 2 months for 2 different places. We haven't had anybody stay in our place in June, except we had one guy book for like 2 weeks in June. He was supposed to check out today, but he never showed up, but he also didn't cancel. So we made like $500 off him, and he didn't even show up. and he hasn't tried to dispute it or anything. So I don't know what's going on with that, but he didn't show up. So that's 16, 36. So that means in 2020, we have made a total of $4,425, which is crazy in 2020 to like make that much money. So that's absolutely crazy. So now let me add the 2019 amount as well. So in a year, we have made $7,721 off Airbnb just by renting out our guest room, which is absolutely insane. We never expected to make this much money. We honestly were not expecting it to be successful at all. It was just something that we decided to try, and if people wanted to stay with us, that would be great. If not, that was great too. We took a couple of precautions and we got everything ready to make it into an Airbnb, and so we did spend a tiny bit of money up front just getting everything prepared, but for the most part, like, we have not had to spend that much money on that room at all. So a majority of what we've spent on our room upstairs is purely profit. I already had all the furniture and everything because it was just my bedroom from my apartment, and then when we moved in here, we got new stuff for us, so we just moved that into our guest room. So overall, Airbnb has been extremely successful for us, and if you are considering starting an Airbnb, I will link all of those videos down below so you guys can get an idea of what we're doing with that. But that's all I have for today's video. So I hope you found it interesting, and I hope you found it entertaining, or I don't know what you want to call it, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel down below if you have not already for more Airbnb content, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!